Okay, let us start our examination this afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Alhamdulillah, finally we are here in the first seminar on research findings of thesis. Pak Slamet and Pak Muhammad have been maybe in seminar of research finding for doctoral dissertation, but this time we will have this for the first time, Pak Slamet. Yeah, that's why the regulation remains or follows the doctoral examination. Mbak Stephanie is now in the process of writing up the finding, and actually has already finished the thesis. Yeah, that's why there is a sequence of seminar of research finding and thesis. Yeah, this has been made public so that everyone can learn from other or their peers' research. Yeah, especially from the comments and feedbacks made by the examiners as well as supervisor. Yeah. But Stephanie, you have 15 minutes maximum, yeah, to present the finding. Remember, as this is a seminar on research findings, your focus is actually on the findings, yeah, findings and discussion. Yeah, that's why this is entitled seminar on research finding. Yeah, your time should be spent more on that. Yeah. Okay, without further ado, time is just by Stephanie. I have already set the share screen for everyone to be able to share screen. Time is just by.
Yeah. Well, good morning, everyone. Yeah, okay. So, excuse me. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, respected examiners and supervisors. My name is Stephanie, and today I will present about my seminar results entitled Optimizing Elementary School Students Self-Regulated Learning with Strategic Approaches to Enhance English Acquisition. And the study focuses on how grade 6 students regulate their learning, how they perceive their learning, and the challenges they face in the classroom. Next. Okay, let's come to the background a little bit. Nowadays, in the 21st century, students are expected to learn more independently. And according to the Zimmerman in 2002 and in 2008, self-regulated learning can help the students to manage their own learning. However, most studies about the self-regulated learning itself focus on the teenagers and the university students. While the research on the SRL at elementary student is still very limited. And the recent studies shows that the elementary students nowadays can already use the basic self-regulated learning skills, such as the setting the goals, checking their own learning, and reflecting on their work. In English learning, especially in Indonesia, research on the self-regulated learning at the elementary level is still very rare. So that this study looks at how grade 6 students use the self-regulated learning in learning English, especially including the support from the teacher and the challenges they face in the classroom. Next. Let's come to the research gap. Like I said before, most of the research on the self-regulated learning has focused on the secondary schools and university levels of students, and only a small number of the studies look at the elementary school students, especially in Indonesian context. Research on the self-regulated learning at the elementary level is still very rare. Because of that, we do not clearly know how young learners use SRL in their English learning, what support they receive from their teachers, and what challenges they face in the classroom. Next. Well, let's come to the research question. Based on the research gap, the study has 4 research questions, and the first is ask what self-regulated learning strategies are used by elementary school students in learning English. And the second, it looks at how the students perceive their ability to manage and monitor their own learning, their own English learning. And the third it explores how the students perceive the influence of the self-regulated learning strategies on their English skills, such as listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And the last, it examines the main challenges faced by the students and the teacher in implementing self-regulated learning strategies in the English learning. Now let's come to the objective, the research objective. The objective of this study are closely related to the research questions, of course. And the first, this study aims to identify and describe the self-regulated learning strategies used by the elementary students in the learning English. And the second one, to explore how the students perceive their ability to manage and monitor their learning. And the third one, to investigate how the self-regulated learning strategies influence students' English skills, including listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And for the last, to examine the challenges faced by both of the students and also the teacher in implementing self-regulated learning strategies in the English learning. Next. Okay, well, let's come to the theoretical framework. In this study is based on two main self-performance model, which explains about self-regulated learning as a cycle of forethought, performance, and the self-reflection. And the second comes from the Oxford's framework, which is classify the self-regulated learning strategies into the cognitive, metacognitive, affective, and social strategies. These two frameworks guide how I design the instruments such as the learning journals and also the interviews. Next. Next. Okay, well, this diagram shows that the Zimmerman's model of the self-regulated learning explains that self-regulated learning as a cycles of the three phases about the forethought, performance, and self-reflection. And in the forethought phase, the students set the goals and plan their learning first. And in the performance phase, they use the learning strategies and monitoring their progress. Yeah. In the self-reflection phase, they evaluate their learning and decide how to improve their learning. Next. Okay, let's come to the methodology. So in the study, I use qualitative descriptive research design, and the aim was to understand how the students self-regulated learning in real English learning situation in the classroom. And the study was conducted in a private elementary school with a grade 6 English class, and the participants were around 5 grade 6 students and only one teacher, English teacher. Next. Okay, so in here, in the study, I used two instruments. The first instrument is about students' learning journal, including after class reflections, where the students wrote about the goals, a learning process, and the reflection after each the lesson. And the second instrument is semi-structured interviews, both of the teacher and the students. Next. Let's come to the data collection. In here, students wrote about the learning journal and after class reflection during the study, pre, during, and also post the lesson. And then the interview were conducted with the students and the teachers. And now let's come to the data analysis. The data from the journals and the interview, I was coded based on the Zimmerman levels, Zimmerman self-regulated phases. And after that, the patterns and the theme were identified to answer the research questions. Next. Okay, to ensure the trustworthiness, in here I use that data triangulation. Now, in here, the data came from the students' learning journals, students' interviews, and also teacher interview. And these three sources were used to confirm the same information. Okay, let's come to the findings. Now, So this slide shows the findings for the research question number 1. This question asks what self-regulated learning strategy are used by the elementary students in the learning English. From the learning journals after the class reflection and also the interviews, there are 7 main strategies were found. These are about the goal settings, cognitive strategies, self-monitoring, help seeking, emotion and motivation control, affection, and also self-reflection. And besides these strategies, there are 2 supporting themes also appeared, which is self-confidence and persistence. And this shows that students believe in themselves and keep trying when they are learning English. Next. Okay, let's come to the research question number 2. It looks at how the students see their ability to manage and monitor their English learning. And the data shows that the students have different levels of the confidence. Some students very confident and some are moderate or neutral, and in the other students have a low confidence. These differences can be seen in how they set the goal, how they monitor their learning, and how they control their effort when learning English. Okay, let's move to the next. And the findings of the research question number 3 here, the question is looks at how students think self-regulated learning helps their English skills. Now, the student says that the self-regulated learning helped them to improve their English skills like listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And they felt that using the strategies like setting goal, practicing, checking their work, can help them understand better and feel more confident when learning English. Next. Okay, so the last findings for the research question number 4, which is a look at the challenges using self-regulated learning. And the students face the difficulties such as the staying focused in the middle of the lesson and also low motivation. Like I said before that every students have a different confidence and motivation, and also some of them feel that a limited vocabulary that they have. And also depending too much on the teacher or friends. Sometimes if they find difficulties during the lesson, they still say that they think that, oh, maybe better if I ask the teacher directly or my friends because I don't know what is it. Now, okay, and the teacher also face the challenges such as the limited class time and also the different student abilities, and also the difficult in monitoring all the students in the classroom. And these challenges shows that even though self-regulated learning is helpful, it is not always easy to use in the classroom. Well, next. Okay, here are the summaries of the findings from the research question number 1 until the research question number 4. In here, in the research question number 1, the students use 2 main self-regulated learning strategies supported by self-confidence and persistence. And the second, students shows that different level of the confidence, awareness in monitoring and emotional motivation engagement. And the research question, the summary of research question number 3, students perceive self-regulated learning strategies as improving listening, speaking, reading, and writing, all English skills. And the last, both of the students and the teacher face the challenges related to the attention time, language ability, and the instructional constraints. Now, overall, the finding shows that elementary students can use the SRL strategies, and this also support Zimmerman's theory. And the teacher supports and students' confidence also play important roles. And that's it. Next. Okay, so about the discussion a little bit, the study shows that the grade 6 students are able to use the self-regulated learning strategies in the learning English, and they use different strategies and have different confidence level. And the teacher support is very important here, and self-regulated learning help the students to improve their English skills. Right? And in the conclusions, based on these findings, the teachers should guide the students in using self-regulated learning, and also students should practice setting the goals and reflecting on their learning. Schools should support the self-regulated learning based learning, self-regulated learning based learning, and future research can involve more students. Okay, here the some suggestions. Like I said before, the teacher should guide the students in using SRL. Students should practice setting the goals and reflecting. School should support SRL-based learning. Okay, well, that's all. Well, thank you so much from your attention, and thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Stephanie. Yeah. Can you close your presentation? Yeah. I have already invited everyone to ask questions in the chat box. Please do so. While we are waiting for the examiners to ask oral questions, you can type your questions there so that Stephanie can respond to your questions after the spoken question and answer with the examiners. I would like to invite what is it, Pak Muhaimin? Oh, Pak Muhaimin. Pak Muhaimin, could you start discussion with Stephanie?
Okay. Thank you very much, Pak Munir. Congratulations, Stephanie, on successfully completing your study, your research. I mean, actually, I didn't have much time to examine your title in detail because I received the draft a few hours ago. However, in general, I can see a good alignment here. The title clearly fits the case study, and it matches the way you frame your research questions, which focus on understanding the process within a specific context. In this case, the instruments you presented are also appropriate for a case study and support the depth of data needed to address for research questions. Here, I'm curious to ask two basic questions related to self-regulated learning that you explored in your studies. Here you use the term self-regulated learning, SLR, and one of your findings claim that students applied 7 self-regulated learning strategies. My question is, how do you make sure that what you explore or what you saw in the students really shows them controlling, their own learning rather than just doing what the teacher told them or following the task instructions? You get my point? Are
Yeah.
those self-regulated learning, or they just follow the instructions from the teacher?
Your mean is about how I know the students really use these strategies in the classroom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much. First of all, I can say that when I conducted this research, I also came to the school and also came into the school and it's in the classroom, and I can saw what they did overall the days in that day. I mean, so how can I know what students really use SRL or not? I can see that from the learning journal, their learning journal, and also including the after class reflection, of course, because in that students have to write about what they learned and what they what they learn, and also what they gonna improve, and also I can get how I know, I can also get the data from the interviews and the teachers' observations, and also me in the classroom, isn't it?
Okay. Is following the teacher's instructions considered self-regulated learning based on Zimmerman's theory?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay. Okay. My second point to address is self-regulated learning based on Zimmerman's theory and the general theory about SLR is often associated with more mature learners. Okay.
Yes.
What theoretical and maybe empirical justification, let's say empirical justification, do you have for applying this construct to elementary school students? And how does this influence your interpretation of data?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Okay,
the sound
self-regulated learning is often
self-regulated learning
is often associated with more mature learners. So what theoretical or empirical justification do you have for applying this concept to students based on your study?
I'm so
is it
sorry.
for
Sure,
is it for
Mas Stephanie. SRL is commonly for mature adult.
Mature,
learners.
adult, yes.
Yeah.
And then
So
because the sound is echoing here.
Yeah, what can you get from this finding? Because you are doing with the underage, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so like I said before in my research gap, that most of self-regulated learning is usually focused on the secondary and also university students, right? And in here, I want to combine both of the self-regulated learning and also elementary student, and especially in Indonesia, there is the studies about it that's still limited. So in here, I try to approve it that self-regulated learning can help the students. I'm gonna prove that self-regulated learning can help the students to improve their ability in learning English. Thank you.
Okay, can you make sure that the theory you use relevant for elementary school students?
Yes, because in here, the Zimmerman using three phases, right? The first about the fourth thought, performance, and also self reflection. And I think that in the fourth thought, students can able are able to make their plan, and also using the strategies, and also they can checking their progress, and after that they can do or wrote about the self reflection after. That's it. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. One more point. It's a bit technical, I believe. Well, honestly, the title, in my opinion, doesn't really reflect the design clearly. But you explained that to me. What do you mean by the word optimizing in your title? In my opinion, it could be a bit confusing. It gives the impression of something like improving outcomes, measuring effectiveness, or something like that. Optimizing in your title.
Okay, well,
maybe changing the title a bit would make it clearer what the study is about and how it was done, but make sure to discuss any changes with your supervisor and the program coordinator.
Yeah, thank you so much.
What else? Okay, well done. I think that's all from me. Thank you very much, Stephanie. Congratulations.
Thank you, Pak Muhaimin.
Prof. Selamat. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pak Muhaimin, for the feedbacks. Yeah, I would like to invite Pak Ali. Pak Ali, are you with us?
Yes.
Yes, please. Time is yours.
Okay. So I'm so sorry I cannot open my camera because now I am in the trunk of my car. Okay, Pak Munir? Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
please. Please, directly.
Yes, Stephanie,
Yes.
are you there?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm here.
All right. Would you please show us the title of your research?
Yeah. Hang on for a while. My friend's gonna share it. Okay, here.
Okay. Well, okay. Optimizing elementary school student self-regulated learning with strategic approaches to enhance English acquisition. You know, this title sounds interesting and multidisciplinary. To some extent, you are going to see how the elementary school students learn their new language, but then they also activate their capacity in order to learn English using their own wills and also their own motivation. That's why you integrated self-regulated learning. While strategic approaches here, strategic approaches, of course, that it sounds like strategy in order to do something or to achieve something for their goals. But for me, strategic approaches here belong to the teachers and also to the curriculum developer. So why did you say that students here make use or activate their self-regulated learning with strategic approaches? So what do you mean, Stephanie?
Yeah, hang on, sir. May
Yes.
I get only 1 minute?
Yes.
So in here, why I choose this title, like a strategic approaches sounds like a strategy to do something, right? So why you?
Yes. Why did you combine self-regulated learning, which is, this term belongs to students, students' activity or students' strategy or something related to how to learn or how to acquire the second language. But then strategic approaches here sounds to, for me, it sounds to be teacher strategies or teachers' approaches, or maybe curriculum developers' approaches. So what do you think?
For me, in my opinion, self-regulated learning just explains about the learning process and how about the students plan, monitor, and also do the reflection, while the strategic approaches explain the specific strategy that students use within the process. And so I combined them to show not only about students regulate in the learning, but also what the strategy they use to do. Isn't it?
But I don't think that you need to integrate those two different terms altogether. But you may only, optimize, or you may only how do you call it? Activate students' self-regulated learning. So when it is combined with strategic approaches, I don't think that it would be, effective methodology for acquiring new language or learning new language or second language. So I don't think that this is the right term to combine those two different ideas. What do you think? To enhance English acquisition.
Yeah.
So maybe you need to learn, you need to open Stephen Krashen's book. If you make use of monitor theory, for example, and also, monitor theory, but then I don't think that Stephen Krashen will suggest you to make use of strategic approaches. Strategic approaches, set of strategies made by or created by the teachers in order to effectively deliver the messages in the learning process. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I think that you need to think about the use of the word strategic approaches here. Ya. Menurut saya kok kayak mengada-ada begitu loh judulnya. So why don't you just scrutinize self-regulated learning and how is it activated in the learning process? Now, let's go to the first question.
Okay. Yeah. Actually,
Yes.
yeah. Wait a minute, sir. Can you repeat the question?
Yes, please go to your research questions. May I see the research questions? All right. What self-regulated learning strategies are currently used in elementary school students in learning English? Are you going to see the students' activities or classroom activities here, number one, Stephanie?
Yeah, what self-regulated learning strategy are currently used by the elementary school students? Now, in here, I just want to say, I just want to see about the learning strategies that used by the students in the classroom when they are learning English.
So self-regulated learning here is considered as one of the strategy or the core issues in strategic approaches. Which one do you mean? Pertanyaannya ini membingungkan loh ya. Nomor 1, 2, 3.
For me, self-regulated learning is the core issues of this study.
Okay, self-regulated learning. And
Yes,
what about strategic approaches? Ditaruh di mana di pertanyaan-pertanyaan ini?
Is there For me, that's a term only about the strategic approaches.
What?
That's only
So
a
for
term,
you,
istilah.
a term, only a term. But why did you mention in your title self-regulated learning and strategic approaches? Which
Mbak
one
Ocha,
do you
yeah.
want?
Pak Ali, can I chime in?
Yes.
Mbak Ocha, halo, Mbak
Yeah,
Stephanie.
yes. Yeah, Prof.
Where did you get the term strategist approach atau approaches? Where do you get it? That's the first. The second one, I believe reading from your literature review, strategic approach is one of the strategies that has been applied by students, right? And there are some phases ada tahapan, begitu ya. Maybe you can explain that in order that Pak Ali know, is it applicable and then doable by the students, or it is only for teachers in conducting teaching learning process? Yuk, silakan.
Yeah. First question is, where did I get the term strategic approaches? And the strategic approaches is the one of the, excuse me, Prof. The sound is echo.
Yeah, one of the strategies. I think there are many strategies, and then one of them is a strategist approach.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Tapi nggak pakai cabai ya. Hey. Yes.
wait a minute, Pak Ali. Wait a minute.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Go on.
The strategic approaches in my title, it's talk about one of the, it's not talking about one of the strategy, but that's a term, a big umbrella to istilahnya kayak kumpulan dari strategi that's a support the SRL itself.
All right. So
And then in my study, the term, what I said, in my study, the term of the strategic approaches is just an umbrella term to reverse the learning strategies and classroom practice that support the self-regulated learning. It's not one single strategy from the specific theory, but the way to describe how self-regulated learning is implemented through the strategies like goal setting, self-monitoring, self-reflections, and like the teacher supports like that.
okay. It means that you really want to combine two different two different ideas. So there are two different big terms, and then you just wanted to combine them. But then you didn't synthesize because mostly the first research question, the second and the third ones, they only, the term self-regulated learning is embedded there in those three questions. But then the strategic approaches, it's not clearly mentioned there. Do you understand what I mean? And then you have to refer, to your title. Your title seems to me accommodate two different terms, self-regulated learning and strategic approach. So for me, I think that you need to blend them, to integrate them in the question. So those two ideas are integrated in the questions. Because, you are going to see the self-regulated learning, student self-regulated learning, and their strategic approaches in their process of, acquiring L2. But it is discussed separately, terpisah. Jadi tidak menjadi satu paket gitu loh. Paham ya maksud saya ya?
Yeah.
Jadi diskusinya itu terpotong-potong, tidak jadi satu paket. Misalnya gini, which one do you consider as strategic approach? Apakah self-regulated learning itu a strategic approach or no? Nah, terus yang strategic approaches itu yang mana saja? Karena philosophically speaking, self-regulated learning itu adalah sebuah teori besar. Kemudian strategies in language learning itu juga adalah sebuah teori besar. Nah, ini kalau dua hal itu digabung, bagaimana caranya menyatukan, menjahitnya menjadi satu paket teori yang lengkap dan kompleks itu bagaimana? Itu pertanyaan saya itu. Ya, nanti coba dipikir lagi ya, Stephanie. Sehingga rumusan masalahnya atau pertanyaannya itu juga enak kalau mau tetap mempertahankan keduanya. Tapi kalau menurut saya mau lebih efektif itu cuma self-regulated learning-nya saja. Perkara yang lain-lain itu dianggap yang pendukung, supporting ideas gitu, di dalam tesismu. Jadi yang dioptimalkan, yang di blow up, dan juga yang di zoom in itu harusnya self-regulated learning. Elementary school students self-regulated learning in their L2 acquisition. Itu jauh lebih menarik dan jauh lebih simple, tetapi juga operational. Nanti strategi-strategi itu mereka pakai cara ini. Oke, that's fine.
Yeah.
Now, my next question is about what is the pedagogical contribution of your research? What do you want to suggest to ELT?
Okay, well, the pedagogical contribution for this study, right?
Yes.
So it shows that elementary students can use the SRL for the pedagogical is shows that how self-regulated learning can be forced among the elementary students through the simple classroom-based strategy like goal setting, learning journal, reflections, and also at the end about the teacher feedback. That's for pedagogical contribution.
So in a complete sentence, what can you say about your findings? And it becomes the thesis statement or your research niche. Dalam satu kalimat yang lengkap menjadi sebuah thesis statement, apa ini yang bisa disarankan?
Like a short sentence like it can show the elementary students can use the self-regulated learning when properly supported by the teachers, and the teachers can use the simple like classroom-based strategies such as using the learning journals, reflection, and also the feedback like that.
Ya, masih kurang catchy dan kurang punchy maupun kurang elegan gitu kalimatnya, karena thesis statement itu harusnya kan ini. Dari penelitian ini satu hal yang bisa ditarik bahwa self-regulated learning bisa diterapkan untuk anak-anak SD dalam pemerolehan bahasa kedua mereka. Beda nggak dengan yang tadi kamu sampaikan?
Yeah, maybe like this. This study can demonstrate that the elementary students' self-regulated learning can be effectively supported by classroom-based strategies such as the goal setting, learning journals, reflections, and also the teacher feedback.
Oh, oke. Yang itu yang learning journals apa itu nggak perlu disebutkan kalau di thesis statement. Tapi seperti yang tadi saya sampaikan, yang harus di-highlight itu adalah yang self-regulated learning-nya, ya.
Yeah, well, thank you,
Oke,
sir.
strategi-strategi itu kan pendukung yang lain yang menopang itu supaya kegiatannya lebih bagus, lebih enak, lebih efektif karena mereka diberi room. They have much room to improve themselves using self-regulated learning. Begitu ya, Stephanie ya.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay,
So
thank you.
another
Thank
thing,
you, Pak Ali.
another thing is that,
Pak Ali.
satu lagi Pak Munir,
Oh, iya.
satu lagi, philosophical implication itu belum ada. Jadi pedagogy, kemudian theoretical dan philosophical. Karena self-regulated learning itu adalah filosofi. Ya,
Yeah, thank you so much.
thank you Pak Munir.
Thank you, Pak Ali. Have a good lunch.
Lu. Aduh, jangan ketawa, batu gue tambah gigil ya. Saya selalu Pak Munir. Thank you, Prof. Selamat.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oke,
you.
Assalamualaikum.
Okay, thank you, Pak Ali. All the examiners, you should fill in the score for Stephanie's presentation in your C Pintar. I have already sent you the rubric. Yeah. Before we move to your supervisor, Stephanie, I would like you to read to answer the question in the chat box. There is a question there from Mbak Riha, Mbak.
Oh, yeah, thank you so much for the questions. For
What is it? Why is the question missing ini tadi? I still remember the
Sebentar.
question was which out of the strategies is the weakest?
Oh, the weakest.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you so much for the questions, Mbak Riha. The weakest strategies in this here in this study is about goal setting and emotional regulation. This is especially for the less confident students like that. Yeah, because sometimes the less confident students, they are not really prepared about what I have to do in this class, so I cannot make the goal set. I cannot make the goal setting, and also I don't know about the emotional. Is that answers your question, Mbak Riha?
Hello, Mbak Riha. Are you following us?
Yes, sir. Yeah, thank you, Mbak Uca.
Okay, thank you all. The questions from Pak Muhammad, Pak Ali, and Mbak Riha. I would like to give the chance to Prof. Slamet. I hope that you are still with us, Pak Slamet. Prof. Slamet, can you give us?
Yes, Pak Munir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Conclusion maybe or discussion or maybe responses. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Pak Munir. I cannot give any questions, but I would like to highlight what has been done by Mbak Stephanie. It kind of is a good work because so far self-regulated learning has been done by researchers with adult learners, but not the elementary students here. I think it is a good, and the only thing that we need to consider is Mbak Ocha actually is choose an institution that is high standard, that is a bit like international schools, gitu Mbak Ocha, ya. Yeah, that's why the habit of literacy and also reading and self-regulated learning is highly needed for them. And regarding to Pak Ali's suggestion, Mbak Ocha, you have to highlight again what actually strategic approach. Reading the literature actually is a part of, is one of the strategies that has been applied by the schools or students to navigate their self-regulated learning, because there are some phases ada tahapan begitu tentang planning, kemudian goal dan sebagainya. Now, I believe that the schools or the students has been trained well by the instructors there. That's why they are aware of that kind of terms and also that kind of strategy. That's why, to make it clear, Mbak Ocha, Mbak Stephanie, you have to, explain and also, explain in detail a bit about it in order that the readers will understand what it is, what is a strategic approach. Itu aja sih. Thank you, Pak Munir. Congratulations, Mbak Stephanie.
You missed one anyway, because I think I agree with Muhaimin that the title is not in line with the content, but I think the title is very optimistic, optimizing something, but you didn't actually, even you use the term acquisition, English skill acquisition, in your title, Stephanie, yeah. Pak Muhaimin suggests to change the title to match the contents of the thesis. What do you think of this, Pak?
Oh yeah, we have to check again, Mbak Stephanie, the alignment between the title as well as the content of your thesis, in order that it will be, go hand in hand, not, unmatched. So we have to check again whether it is matched or not. If it is okay, then we can agree with Pak Muhaimin's suggestion. But if we think that the content and the title is already in alignment, then we'll be okay. Yeah, thank you, Pak Munir.
That would be great. Yeah, thank you, Prof. Ahmad, for the feedback for Mbak Stephanie. Mbak Stephanie, all the examiners, I've already contacted Pak Safi. You see now in a meeting. He is responding. The examiners will give you the scores in Si Pintar, but I think let me check it's okay. Yeah, my name has already responded. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think I think that the scores are categorized and you pass the examination. So remember all the stages or phases of the thesis is now regulated by the new handbook. Read the handbook, as well as the changes. But I'm sorry, but I think we are the operator, not the regulator. Jadi apa yang terjadi di pimpinan di atas minta ganti, kita harus ikuti, Mbak Stephanie. But the purpose is to make it more what is it, more accommodative to the work of the students. Mahasiswa itu kerja ini itu dan lainnya, itu SKS-nya itu supaya diakui lebih banyak gitu loh. That's the idea. Okay, Mbak Stephanie, we still have one more step. The last step, which is the thesis, which should actually be done offline. Because we want to see you very well prepared. Of course, accommodating the feedbacks given in today's seminar on research finding. Prof. Salmat, I think she has to make some changes a bit, so that the exam, the thesis exam on Thursday will be acceptable. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you, Prof. Salama. Thank you, Pak Muhaimin. Thank you, Pak Ali, and all the students of 2024. Saya lihat ada yang 2025, Mbak Dwi Wayu, Mbak Nifa juga, ini Mbak Riha, So I hope that you can learn something from this for your future steps in your thesis writing. Thank you everyone. Kita akhiri dengan bacaan. Terima kasih everyone.
Congratulations, Baucha.
Thank you so much, Prof. Slamet.
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.